Hi everyone, I hope you're all okay. I wanted to do a little video today. So I set myself a challenge recently to use up all my well, not all, a lot of my paper craft kits. I have a lot, so I've got some with magazines, in goodie boxes, some I've been sent as part of the design teams, and some I just buy because they look really pretty, but I do have a lot, so I set myself a challenge to start using a lot of them up. So I kind of felt like I wanted to show you like a quick way to make really sweet cards using these, like, so like pre-done artwork and things like that. So I thought today I would use, and now it's like a bit, you can see I've obviously made loads with this already, so it's a bit bitty at the minute, but this is the Garden Treasures topper kit from Hunkydory. It was the they have like a Hunkydory hub, and it was the club offer, I think it was last month or the month before, and it's just so pretty, so I thought I would get it. So I got the offer, I think it was something like $9.99 or something, $11.99, and I got the toppers and cardstock, and I got some matching papers, and I got one of the little books, which are really good. So this is the bite-sized book of Garden Treasures, so it's got some really sweet artwork in it, and it goes well. I mean, you can use it on its own, but it's designed to go with the topper set as well. So I started making these. I don't know if you can see, the little birds are like decoupaged on, so they like stand up. I thought it was a dead sweet little card. So it uses the background papers from the kit, some of the cardstock, and then it uses the little book as well. So I thought I would show you how I would make one like this, slightly different than this one, but I think they're such sweet little cards to make. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I've got a lot of stuff cut and prepared already, just to save time. Where's my card blank? So I have got a 5 and 3. It's right. This is the thing about pre-scored card blanks, right? There's nothing wrong with using them. They are great. They come with envelopes as well, so if you're just getting into card making, or you don't have a lot of a big budget for supplies, they are good. But I would just say, just please guys, just measure them, because these, when I bought these as 6x6 inch square card blanks, and I was making, it was actually that card I just showed you, I ended up having to make a card base for it, because if I think something is 6x6, I will get like my bottom layer and I will cut that to be 6x6, and then I kind of put it against the card blank, and it didn't fit, because these card blanks, when I measured them, they're just over 5 3/4 of an inch square. So that's kind of the danger, depending on which company you're getting them from. Please just measure them. You'll save yourself a lot of frustration later on, because then of course I will cut my my mount layer, I will cut it to match. So just a little warning there, to just please measure your card blanks, because they're not always exactly the right measurement that they say they are. So we've got a 5 3/4 inch card blank. So I've cut a piece of gold mirri card to be the same as that. I'll do it this side, to fit on there. So that's the gold mirri is 5 3/4 inches as well. it all written down here. So I went with the pattern papers that you get with the kit are double-sided, and I liked this kind of spotty. It's I don't know if you can. I'll try and get it. It's like little pale pink spots. I quite liked that one, so I went with that. So that is cut at 5 and 5/8 of an inch, so between 5.5 and 5 3/4. So it's 5 and 5/8 of a square. And I got one of my pages now. I've already layered these up for now, just because, as I say, just to save time. So I've cut one of the images. I went with this image here, and I have cut that down to 4 by 5 and 3/8 of an inch. So I've kind of tried to cut it down as equally as I can all the way around, and I've mounted that onto, you can just see it peeking around the edge there, a pink layer that's 4 1/8 of an inch by 5.5 inches. I will put all these measurements down in the description, because I am aware it's a little bit, there's a lot to take in, so I will put those in the description for you. This pink layer is, I think it's Adorable Scorable Blush Pink. It's either Blush Pink or Pink Wafer, but I have a feeling that the Pink Wafer is a little bit darker, so I think it's Blush Pink, but Pink Wafer would work as well. So that's going to go here, and with the coordinating cardstock with the Garden Treasures kit, they come with these, like, you know, a lot of them have these really pretty border strips on them. So what I'm going to do is, I'll do that now, I am going to take my trimmer and my scorer, and I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to use it, so we're going to line it up as best we can there. So it's not lining up very straightly for some reason. It seems to be like towards the bottom, it tends to just go off a little bit. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, but there we go. So it trims that off. You see what I mean? It's like slightly narrower here. I don't know what's going on with that, but never mind. I'm sure it'll sort itself out. Right, so I've trimmed off that little border. I did kind of want more of the pink strip at the edge there, but it doesn't matter. And this is going to go on, I thought this would go really nicely on here, just to add a little bit of contrast. So we're going to stick that down. This is just construction glue. If you watch my videos, you know that I love this stuff, and I use it an awful lot. And I love it because it is very forgiving. You've got a couple of minutes after putting it down where you can just move it a little bit. So if something's not quite straight or it's not quite lining up, you can just you know, just tweak it a little bit and make sure that it's lined up. So it's good for, you know, like, I don't know anyone who's perfect at getting things like dead straight on to start with, so I kind of love it for that reason. We'll just trim the excess off of there. There we go, so I've just trimmed that. So this is going to be the edge of our card here, and then this one is going to go here. So we'll stick that on now, and then I will tell you why I have got another copy of the image here. Okay, sure. I like to get it lined up with these little, you know, the grid on my cutting mat. I find that it helps me get things nice and straight most of the time. So I'll put that there, it's a nice little border there. So you can see how it's taken shape already. There we go. Right, so I think what we'll do first is I'll stick it to the gold mirri layer. You'll see why in a minute. I don't want it to get squashed when we do the next bit. So I've got the windows open today because it's a really lovely day, so I can't smell the glue very much, thankfully. It is strong. I think we're in for I don't know if it's like a heat wave, but we're in for some nice weather, I believe. It's the first week of the 6 weeks holiday, so the kids finish school on Friday, so I will have significantly less time for crafting, so you won't be seeing or hearing as much of me. I'm sure you'll live without me, because I will have to do most of my craft in the evening again when the kids have gone to bed. So but it is what it is. That's how school works, so that's fine. Right, so I've put that on my gold panel there, so it just makes it pop a little bit, just makes it look a bit more luxurious, let's say. I'm just going to put my lid on my glue. Right, so you get if you get a Hunkydory little book, you always get a few. I think you get about 5 or 6 of each one. Obviously, so you can make like the same thing again. But what it's also good for is, I'm just looking there, my craft knife. I'll get my little craft knife. Is for layering things up. So I'm gonna cut out these birds, and I think I'm gonna take this butterfly here. I don't think I'm going to do that one. I might do that one, and maybe a bit of this flower here, and we're going to like use foam pads to like decoupage them over, just to make them stand out. So with your craft knife, it's important that you have a sharp blade. I mean, you can get really fancy craft knives, you know, you can spend a little bit more money, but I like this kind because it's dead simple. You can change the blades really quickly, really easily, and they're a universal, it's like a number 11 blade, which is quite a universal blade that you can get. So you can buy like a pack of like 100 blades for a few pounds. So they're really, I'm just going to push that in a bit more so I've loosened it. So they're really good value for money. If you have issues, it's supposed to be like dexterity issues, or you know, issues with your hands, I would recommend going for like an ergonomic one. But for me, these ones do the job. Just the generic ones. And the reason you want to make sure that you've got a sharp blade is that, especially on thinner, I mean, it's nice thickness paper, but when you're working with like a thinner material, if your blade isn't sharp, it's gonna like drag and pull, and you're gonna get you're either gonna pull away bits of the image, or you're not gonna get a clean cut. So you know, to make the best like the neatest looking cut, you need a sharp blade. So right, so we'll start with this little white bird first. And the trick is to just do nice small strokes. If you try and do it all at once, you're more likely to just go wrong and end up, you know, chopping the head off something, or you know, cutting into it in a way that you don't want to cut into it. So just take your time. Don't forget, you know, you can move the paper around as well, so you're not trying to move your hand in like awkward angles and things. So it might look like I'm doing it all at once, but I'm actually just doing lots of little cuts and moving it like a few millimeters each time, just to make sure that I'm still on track with where I'm cutting. And my blade, I just changed this blade yesterday, so it's nice and sharp and fresh. Beak there. There we go, so there's one little birdie. I like this one, it's got a little pink chest on it. They're dead sweet. The artwork on these things is always just so sweet. I used to be like quite a bit daunted by you know, like paper craft kits, because I always just used to think, well, how can I make it mine, you know, because when you buy one of these kits you often do get a like a little sheet that gives you ideas on what you can do, but you really can't. I mean, they're a relatively new thing for me. I used to like focus on stamping and die cutting, but since I discovered paper craft kits, they're so fun. Like some days, I mean, I'm not the best at drawing. Like I can paint a little bit, I can draw a little bit, but I'm really not good at it. So I'm creative, but I'm not necessarily you know, skilled at art, if you will. So these are a great way if you're lacking in, if you want to get creative but you just don't have any inspiration. It's so fun to get some of these kits out and just see what you come up with, you know, and you can just make beautiful cards with them. And I mean, I know it from, you know, looking through magazines and stuff. You know, they'll have like design teams and stuff that make so many samples with a particular product, and just what they come up with there, there's just so many different things you can come up with. I've seen some people get a little bit funny about, you know, people that use paper craft kits, but it's still, you can put a lot of hard work into it and you can just make some beautiful things that are your own. You know, you can put your own take on things. So since I've discovered them, I actually find them really really quite fun. If I don't have a lot of time, and as I say, you know, if I don't excuse me, hiccups, if I'm struggling to just find inspiration, I just bob out some of these kits and just have a little play, and it really just gets you back into the creative mood. So, you know, they are good fun. They're usually, they're not so expensive either. Let's move him out of the way. I think I'm going to take this little flower as well. I think we'll put one here. We'll see what that looks like when it's on. It might not look quite so good, but we'll have a look. Let's cut this out here. I feel it's like the weather for it when it's so sunny outside, and I'm making nice flowery, summery things. It makes me feel a bit happy. I was going to get the leaf, but I've cut past the leaf, so we'll just have we will not have a leaf. We'll just have the flower, the petals. Right. So that's that done. So what we do now is we get some little foam pads. So foam pads, they come in loads of different sizes. So these are obviously some of the smallest that you can get. and you just stick them on. So I feel like you could put a sentiment. There is space for you to put one. You can put one in the corner. Kind of think some cards you don't need to put one on. You know, like notelets and things. Especially if you don't know what you're going to send it for yet. So sometimes I do leave them blank, and sometimes I put them in my shop, you know, without a sentiment on, and then I can just add one if someone wants it for a particular occasion. But sometimes I just think you don't necessarily need one on, so you know, sometimes it's just a note card or whatever, just can just stay on. So there you go, you can see the flower there. Let's do the little pink bird. I'm trying to learn more about different types of birds. I do like birds in the garden, but I don't know very many yet, so so I'm not sure. If anyone knows what type of birds these are, please let me know. I think there's some sort of finch maybe, but I'm not sure. But they're very sweet. Be a bit fiddly with these little ones to get the top layer off, but not too bad. There we go. So just line that one up, stick that one there. I've got a little butterfly here. I think one of these might fit in the middle, possibly. Yes. You're going to be careful, because if you get too close to the edge with your foam pads, it will like peek out from under it, and it doesn't look as neat. So sometimes you have to cut them to size. So just bear that in mind. So that's the little butterfly there. And then we've got a little bird at the top. There we go. Right, give them a good press down. Dear. You get those days, don't you? And there always seems to be something that doesn't go quite to plan. This is much easier to do when you've got bigger foam pads. There we go. And he goes up there. So I cut the very tip of his tail off when I was trimming it down, but I'm not too bothered because now it obviously is 3D. His little tail's back there, so there we go. You can see they're all they just add that extra dimension, just having the decoupage there. It just helps it pop. So now what we can do is, I don't know if you can see, it's slightly you can see the glue in it from when I tried to stick the other one on. Luckily I realised in enough time that I could just peel it off and make a card blank, but that's no bother because we can cover it up. I don't like to waste very much, so what we do now is just very carefully pop this on here. Let me just make sure we line all the edges up. Yeah. A bit of a press. Just be careful of the 3D bits there. There we go. Done. And I think that's pretty sweet. I wouldn't complain if I was sent that for a special occasion or something. So yeah, let me know what you think. That's it for today. Have a good day, have a good weekend, and I'll chat back in with you soon, guys. Take care.